Hey everybody, well I'm back and as you saw in the picture, we are starting off with a prepped canvas. If I need to lower this down any, I will, and I may have to actually pull my seat forward, so give me a moment to do that. And as you can probably tell, I actually have the microphone on. Yay! That does help. So let me adjust my seat a little. Okay, so now that I've adjusted my seat, I really have to be careful with my back, really. And if you can't see the canvas too good, please let me know in the comments below. Just comment and we can adjust very easily, just like that. If you want to know, this time I have my device leaned against my other device on top of my pillow, since we are in the new section of Charlene's Art Corner. Let me get a sip here. Let me trim my label so I don't get demonetized for that. This is for you, Bunny. Sippy, sippy. Coffee. It's not Starbucks, though. Anyway, so we have this canvas, and I prepped this last night with liquid white and black. Not liquid black, but it's black. Now, later on I probably will pick up a liquid black so that you guys can actually see what liquid black actually looks like going across the canvas. If you guys have not watched Bob Ross, like a lot of us have in generations, they're demonetizing me for saying Bob Ross. So, if you haven't watched him, please just do, because you will understand certain concepts of painting. Now, I did save underneath this the black paint and the white paint from earlier. I can literally just take that because I saved it and just scrape that off there. It doesn't really matter because I saved it. So these are still fresh from earlier. So those are still usable because I actually covered them. And we can actually add other paints onto the canvas. Now, I stored some of my paints into a bag. And I'm just looking at this and I'm like thinking to myself, what do I want to put into this? Now, I know I need to add some cloud into this. Now, I know my brush looks dirty, but this is actually clean. And I have my different size brushes. This is my 1 inch, this is my 1.5 inch, and this is my 3-inch brush. A 3-inch would be too big. So this is our dry brush. This will be a dry brush. And this will be our brush for making our little wispy clouds, which is something that we actually want in here. And so we actually need to go into that white. We need to go into that white that we put in here earlier. We need to put just a little bit on your brush. Just take that up. Remember what I showed you before. Just take that right up here. Just right up here. You just want that on the edge of your brush. Got a little bit too much water in there. Just dab that on your paint rig. Okay? And now, show you. And I'm glad I'm able to adjust this like this for you guys. And just take this and just right across like this. Doesn't really matter because you're just going to take it like this. You got a little bit of cloud going here because we're just going to work this scene along as we go. Take a little bit thicker paint in there and just, if you get, okay, what have my hairs got in there? I don't want my hair in this painting. That's a hairy situation. and just work that in there. And you know, now we got a little bit of cloud in there. Just have a little bit of cloud. Just have a little bit of cloud. Now, just wash your brush. Just wash your brush. Now, I'll dry it a little bit on my rag before I do this, and I'm going to move my drink in that other canvas because I don't want the splatter on it. And I'm just going to dry it off. I'm just going to dry it off. Yep, I'm just going to dry it off. Actually, I'm going to put my paint rig right there because my bed's right there. I really don't want that getting on my bed cover. And you're like, does that technique really work to dry your brushes? Absolutely. Absolutely it does. Gets a little messy, but absolutely. Mr. Bob Ross was correct with that. The drying your brush technique. Taking that across there. That absolutely dries your brushes. Absolutely. Fluffs them up too, just so you guys know that. It does fluff them up, and then I keep forgetting I have a microphone on so that you guys can just listen to me talk. It's kind of like a narration. So I don't always have to look over at the camera and realize that they are demonetizing. But yes, absolutely. There you go. It's not stiff bristled, but it absolutely does dry your brushes. So back to sippies. Yay, coffee. And since this is dry, I don't have to go back in with this. And I told you guys I would use this as my dry brush. And I'm just going to take this, and we're going to take this like that and just use it as the circles. Just make little wispy circles. And we're just going to take that, and then we're just going to go fluff. Just fluff. So we're going to add other things into this. You never know what we're going to do with this. You just don't know. Did you see the difference in that already? We got this up here. We've got the gray here. We've got the little bit of coal grayish black. We've got the black here. No, there was nothing else underneath this, in case you guys want to know. It's our dry brush. Just clean it off. See? No stiff bristles. No stiff bristles. As dry as can be. Tell you what, though, I watched him last night. I did watch Bob Ross last night. Tell you how I fall asleep. If it's not to Zen music, it's to watching Bob Ross. He's got that voice. Help you drift off to sleep. Now what I want you to do is take those bristles and just stipple it into that paint like that. Just go right back into that canvas. So you just want to make some texture into those clouds. Just make some texture into those clouds. No. No. Through that storm right now. Bless all of you. Bless all of you. Having to go through that right now. I'm going to show you actually how I've had this hanging on the snare drum stand. This part sticking out is actually holding it. So if you saw that little spot sticking out, it's like right there. So I can highlight that right there. So you guys know. Just so you guys know. Just clean that off on that brush. Clean it off on that brush. Try not to get the paint on everything. Tell you the truth, I got on my tablet. Can't have that there, can I? Can't have that there. That was some money invested out of my pocket. Nice, clean, dry brush. Nice, clean, dry brush. Just how I like them. Wipe that off a little. And yeah, I will wipe down the snare drum stand. Nice, clean, dry brush. Go back in with the 1.5 inch brush. Just take that. Just soften them up. Just soften these up. There you go. Just soften those up. See that? Clouds. Just little clouds. Just little clouds. Not much. It doesn't take much to make a cloud. Not really. It does not take much to make a cloud. See that? Bring it back over to you. See? It doesn't take much to make a cloud. Got clouds up there in the sky. Clouds do whatever they want dancing in the sky. Brush it. Little something just dancing in the sky for you. What else can we do here? Oh, let's see. Now, you know Bob Ross. He would always make a mountain or something. I was never one to always try mountains. I don't know. I never had that bravery part in me. Never did. But you know what? I think maybe I had it in me today. Say, I think I can possibly do that today. So I need my deep yellow, which will be close to, not quite the yellow ochre, but close enough to it. Close enough to a yellow ochre. Although I might possibly have some yellow ochre left. We'll see. I have to look. I have to look. Let's see, what is this? Well, look, everybody. I still have a tube of yellow ochre. How about that? Rest his soul. Bob Ross must have blessed me with a tube of yellow ochre. Well, I didn't think I still had a tube left. I thought I used them all. I thoroughly searched earlier and it wasn't there. Truthfully, I hadn't had a tube of yellow ochre left earlier. And lo and behold, a full unopened tube of yellow ochre appears out of nowhere. Bob Ross must have been looking over my shoulder, saying there's somebody else continuing the painting. Let's give her a tube of yellow ochre so she can continue the painting. Just continue painting. Thank you, Mr. Ross. Wherever you may be hanging in a wispy cloud somewhere. And let's see, what do we have here? Well, think I have some sap green somewhere. That's a light green. It's a dark green. You know what? That's close enough to the sap green. What? Guess what? Guess what? I have those colors he had. Exactly. I have the same colors Mr. Bob Ross had. Isn't that wonderful? That's just wonderful. Wonderful to know that there's always another artist out there with the same colors, like alizarin crimson and that's a medium green. That'll go good for some of the bushes and stuff. Oh yeah, that's one of the colors he used. Put my colors together. Oh yeah, that is definitely one of the colors he used. Bunch of colors out there. Make sure you get that purple in there that he used. Make sure you get that up in there. Gotta have that in there. Gotta have that in there. Now, you know, and I'm not normally a whisperer. Not normally a whisperer. Well, I noticed last few times I ended up talking like him last few times. I apologize for that, but guess maybe he was talking through me a bit. Just a little bit, I guess. Just a little bit. But hey, we always had fun painting. Why can't we, right? Remember when I was that tube? That was that tube. Oh, here's our other white. Here's that thick white tube I was using earlier. Put a little more of that on there. We're going to need that. We're definitely going to need that. And I still have plenty of liquid white left. Plenty of liquid white. And we'll put our blue tones out. I have plenty of black. I never have to worry about that. Plenty of black left. Plenty of that. Oh my gosh, I have such a variety of colors. Brown tones, black tone, just all sorts of beautiful colors to use in a painting. Now you can never have enough paint. Never let anybody tell you that you have too much paint. Those are crazy people. People tell you, oh, you have too much paint. People just don't know what it is to be an artist. Never let anybody tell you that. Oh, you have too much paint. Oh, you have too much paint. No. No, you don't have too much paint. You just haven't imagined enough stuff to paint yet. And you just haven't put enough paint on your palette. And painted enough yet. Okay. Now that we've gotten all those colors, the phthalo blue is there. I just put that phthalo blue. Okay. Alizarin crimson. Phthalo green. And all that right on my canvas. Or not my canvas, my palette. And now we're going to get started. And if you want to know, yes, I do have a putty knife, but mine is shaped different. I will not be using it on this at all. I will only be using my brushes for this particular painting. Only my brushes. Now, if I do need to use my white my liquid white, I will add it into the palette just to thin some of the paint. Just to thin some of the paint. You know, some of the other fun things that you can do with acrylic paint. And now I have 2 goose feathers. Now these are real feathers. These are real feathers. These were found down at the creek where my friend and I go. And these were on his uncle's property. And these are real goose feathers. He let me have them because the geese lay their eggs up there. So now I'm either gonna turn these into a feather fan because I have other feathers to use that are synthetic feathers to lay in with, to turn this into a feather fan. Or I can make a feather fan and then paint a little bit onto the feathers, which I think would be pretty. But you can actually paint on feathers, paint designs on feathers. But I need to re-clean these feathers. I already cleaned them once. I can re-clean them again, reshape them, because look, see, like right here, you can reshape these feathers. Now see, I don't kill the animals to get them. I let them shed their feathers and collect them. I have not hunted yet for an animal. And how do you get your steak in the store, sweeties? So you get it. Somebody has to do it. Okay, well, let's get into this. And so I am going to pick a brush and make sure that it is ready. Now, we all know that I always have a problem with this brush stiffening on me because this is synthetic. Because I do have my hot water, you all know that I will, in fact, heat it up in that hot water and then take it to my paint rig and get it all softened up. Get it all, see, that did not take much to soften up that brush because I have that really hot water. Now, I don't use the paint thinners and all that with using my acrylics. I don't feel the need to. If you want to know, that is the actual color of this brush. It's the color that this brush was when I bought it. Now, like Mr. Ross says, your bravery tests when you do stuff. Okay? Now, get a little water on your brush. Just dab the tip of it on the end of your rag there. I mean, I can move my paint rag over here so I'm not over here all the time, so I can just put it here. And let me think. Because you know what? Mountains don't always have to be the color everybody thinks. And we're not doing huge canvas, right? Huge canvas. This canvas. So, take a little bit of that purple, okay? This is what we're going to do. This is what we use the sides for. Sides are for mixing. Take a little bit of that brown right into it. Just take those 2 colors right into it. You're like, oh, you're mixing mud. You're mixing mud. No, I'm not. You're mixing a nice new color. It's a new kind of color. New kind of color. You can pick up more purple than you are brown. Because you have all these dark colors. You really want a color that's going to stand out. A color that's going to stand out. Do you see that? since you have those two different tones, now you're going to rinse that brush. Yes, it's going to make your water a little dark. Do not worry about that. Put that on the rag, go back into that color. Put a little extra purple into it. Get that paint on both sides of your brushes, kind of wiggle it in. Okay, now this is the part is you're not really going to have to worry about. You're only going to do like the part of the mountain, and then we're going to actually wisp it down with the brush. So just, where do you want your mountain to start? I already see where I want my mountain to start. My mountain starts right here and goes like that. Okay? It has a little hill right here. Okay? See that? Now see, I grew up in Oregon. We have all sorts of mountain ranges out there. All sorts of peak mountain ranges. And they're all different. Colors are all different. The only thing you really, really have to worry about is that part for now. Just that part. Why? Because we're going to wash the brush, and I'll show you the rest of the magic to this. I'll show you the rest of the magic to this. Now, rinse that really good. Yes, that did go bright, or dark, I should say. Get as much of that off as possible, because I will end up having to rewash this brush. And we'll take it, now that I've dried it, and we'll just take this and we'll go. Pull that paint down, just down. Get the brush a little wet. Just trying to be hard-headed. Just take it and pull it down. Pull it down. Just pull it down. Pull it down. Pull it down. Why? Because you really want the top of this mountain to be dark. If you have anything that drips, just dry the end of your brush, go back, pick it up. Pick it up. Just dry your brush, go back in and pick it up. Just fade it out. Now right in here, this is the fun part. This is where you can make a distant one. You have a distant mountain right over here, because you have that faded paint. And just pull it down. It's faded mountain right over here. That's the distant one. It's its distant cousin off in the back. See that? Just pull it down. And just... Mountains are not always in the same direction. That's the fun part. Mountains are not always in the same direction. And you see how I did that there? This one's right behind that. Take the paint on there and you just cut that one off at the chase. You just cut that off at the chase and just pull it. Just pull it. Just like that. Just like that. Just like that. Just like that. Got your little faded one here. Got this one here. Pulling it down. Just pull it. I know Bob Ross always said pull it in the same direction. No, I'm not one to follow everybody's directions. I'm myself. But you see that now? Now we have mountains. Now we have mountains. We got the faded mountain in the back. Right off in here, we got that faded mountain in the back, and we got the mountains right here. Mountains can be any color depending on what time of the year it is and where you live. Absolutely. Absolutely. Excuse my neighbor for being noisy again while I'm doing this video. So let me get a little sippy here while my neighbor's being noisy. So anyway, we will get the brush wet again, and we will take a little bit of that white, okay? We're actually going to go back into that color that we just made. Clean that brush up. Go back into that white. Okay. We're not mud mixing. We're just going right back into that. And we're just gonna figure out, where do we want this? Where do we want this? Where do we want that? Where do you want that little highlight? Where do you want that? Come down. Let it break. Oh my gosh, here we go. I'm gonna sound just like him. Gonna sound just like him. Just not too hard. Just let the paint break as you go. There you go. You see that? Break. Mount. Here we're gonna fix all that. So even right here, just take a little, let that ridge just break off a little bit right here. Got a little too much paint right there, but we'll go back and fix that. There we go. There we go. Have you ever seen a mountain up close? Like I have. Ever seen a mountain up close like I have? Just beautiful. So you could just take that and just go up there and you have a whole new ridge. Just right there. Right there. Whole new ridge on the mountain. Clean your brush. Clean your brush. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to take this brush and we're going to go across. Just going to go across here for a reason. Neighbor for being noisy again while I'm making this video. And just blend it up. Blend it up. Just a little purple mist on the mountain. See that? Just a little purple mist on this mountain. Blend that up. See that? That just changes that whole look on that mountain. Just a little purple mist. Now remember, this is only an 8 by 10. This is only an 8 by 10. So imagine how this is going to look when I'm down to do detailed sculptures. very small, intricate, detailed sculptures no more than a couple of inches tall. We'll have to get into those on another month. But I have been well known for my miniature sculptures. Now look at that. You see that? Look how beautiful that is. Look how beautiful that is. Isn't that just beautiful? I didn't have to do much for what needs to go dark on the other side, which we will do in a moment. But isn't that just beautiful? But we will do we'll go to the dark side on it. We'll go to the dark side. Which won't really take much because we just bring in the dark side of the ridges. Just a little dark side of the ridges. What we're doing then for that, we're actually picking up that dark purple and we're just going right in there to make those dark ridges in your mountain. Now this is your mountain. Your mountain's talking to you however you want it. You really need to make sure that right here on the in-between, between these two mountains here, you have that line. You're telling this mountain back here, hey, you live back there, this is where I live. It's the same with this mountain. You live back here, this is where I live. You make a little happy accident here, fix it. This is where I live. Then you just bring this here. Maybe that's like a little line of trees that just live right here. So you're just taking the edge of your brush. You're just making a little line of trees that maybe live right here. Just right here. It's a little line of trees that just live right here in a little foothill. They just live right here. Just right here. And you see how that picks up that other purple? Just right here. They just live right here. Just right here. I know who I sound like now. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. You just pick up that purple and you just make your little line of trees in the back. Just a little line of trees. They come off right here. Maybe they just come off right there. Maybe they do. Maybe they just come off right there. You can take some of that ridge paint and you just take it off a little more. Just take it. Make it right there. Make that mountain stand out a little more. It's talking to you now. It's telling you. You got some tree ridges that are talking. You got this tree that lives right here with its little friends coming off. This tree talking back here with its friends. Yeah, some trees talking right there with its friends. See that? That's not hard to do. I'm sitting down to do this. Now, you know what? Bob Ross stood up to do his, and today I have to sit down. Today I have to sit down. I give kudos to that man because he was a military veteran. I was a recruit for the Army National Guard Armored Tank Division, and I got injured before I could go to boot camp. Injured my spine. Yep, that's how I ended up in a wheelchair for 5 years. Yes, it is. Add a little more snow to it. A little more of that nice little look. Just lift that up. Lift it. Just blend that up. Take the other side of the brush. Just wisp that up there. There we go. There we go. And then later you can take a liner brush in and I can show you guys that. But first what we need to do is we're going to take a little bit of the yellow ochre. Okay, take a little bit of that yellow ochre right here on the side. Little yellow ochre. That phthalo green. Make me a nice green color. Nice green color. Yellow ochre to that. Just mix it right there. Right on the side. Rinse that brush. Add a little more of that yellow ochre. Now we're going to switch up because this is where we start making some fun other effects. And am I going to use my favorite brush in this? Yes, actually I will, but I need to use a fun stipply type brush right now. Get it a slight bit wet. I catch you trying to demonetize me there. Okay, so we have this, and we need to pull this part forward a little. And what we're going to do is we're going to make nice bright foothill. Clean that up a little, add a little more green to it. There's not enough green in there for me. I'm going to add a foothill in there. A foothill. If I have to, I can switch up to another brush. If I don't feel that I want this brush too much, if I don't feel that it's stiff enough for me to work with, I can always change up to my 1.5 or my 1 inch, which can easily be done. Because a 1 inch is a little bit stiffer. Yes, my 1 inch is a little bit stiffer. 1 inch is a little bit stiffer than that brush. There we go. You see how the effect of that changed? You see that? And you just bring that on in there. Put a little bit of that red up in there. Change the effect of that. Change the effect of that with a little bit of red. Just a hint of red in there. You're like, oh, that's a lot of red. No. No. See, the seasons are changing. The seasons are changing. Things are changing with the seasons. You never know. The bushes that are up in here got a little bit of something going on with the bushes. A little bit of that bright yellow in there with that. Rinse that brush. Dry it. Well, this time I'm only going to dry it because I want to pull a little bit of yellow ochre in there with that bright yellow and the red. Right. Right here. Just now you see like how the brush effect went last night. That kind of helps with making different effects. Because like off here in the distance, everything else is all different. And the seasons are changing. And here we go. We'll just bring that off into here. And are we going to put in some trees? Well, yeah, of course we're going to put in some trees. What would a scene like this be without trees? Am I right? I mean, we have the trees in the background. Of course we're going to put trees in here. would a scene like this be without trees? Wouldn't be a good scene at all. Wouldn't be so scenic, would it? Wouldn't be so scenic. You see what I mean about how the brush strokes went on the canvas last night and how this is just laying out. See what I mean about that? Look at that. Just like, look at how everything is laying out. And you can do this on a very small canvas because you still have like the way the sky is. You got that little bit of gray in there. You've got the different purple tones because you've got it very light over here for this mountain. You've got this mountain behind this mountain. It's very majestic. You've got this here. I mean, it's just very gentle. Very gentle. Just very gentle. And then you just pick up that other yellow and just work it on in there. You've got all this texture. All this texture. And now I'm going to switch up brushes. I'm going to switch up my brushes. Try this one up really good. Take a drink of that coffee. Maybe that coffee is the reason why I'm a little bit like this. Who knows? Now, I just feel like showing you guys a really cool painting today. Coffee. Just really feel like showing you guys an awesome painting that you can do. Let's say if you live in a small space, small apartment, some people have gone into tiny house living. Say if you live in a tiny house and you don't have much space for artwork, this is the way to go. This is absolutely the way to go. You have a friend that's moving into a dorm. They're only allowed small things to hang. There you go. Right? Am I right? I'm right. You know that. You guys know that. Okay, so we're going to pick this brush back up. Okay. And put it into the water a little. Now we're really going to try to dry this brush up a lot more now. Because we really need to. We're going to take this white and probably have to put a little more white onto my palette. We're going to pick up that alizarin crimson, the bright yellow, mix that up right here. You see that nice color that it made? That is a nice color. Pick up a little bit of that red, put that up in there. I know you guys are like, wait, you just picked up those colors, but yes, I added the white into it. I did add the white into it. And we are going to go back into this a little bit for a reason, because I needed to add a little brightness. Now, as you notice, I left this open. I did leave that open. I did actually leave that open. But I left it open for a reason. Now, you guys are going to be like, oh my gosh, what is she about to do? Oh, and she hasn't really used much of those other colors. What is she about to do that's crazy? Oh, this is a true primary test. Well, actually, because we have these colors here, and I can also pick up that bright green, mix that off over here, right? Mix it off right here because you guys can see that, right? Totally changed that color. Pick up the other green. Beautiful colors right here, right? You guys see that? We're also going to go in here. We have some little bushes that are changing off in the season. I'm going to do that off over here too. Just slowly changing in the season. There you go. That's what you're doing. in the season. Now, like you guys know, I do not have a fan brush. No, I do not. I do not have a fan brush yet. But that does not stop me from, what does that not stop me from? Making trees. Oh my gosh, that does not stop me from making trees. That absolutely does not stop me from making trees. Absolutely not. That does not stop me from making trees. So no, it doesn't. It does not stop me from making trees. And I really hope that you guys are enjoying this so far, because I am not. You know what? I really hope you guys are enjoying this. No, this does not stop me from making trees at all. No, it does not. So this is, like you would say, your bravery test. So I'm going to put in, even though I put in my little trees in the back, I'm going to put in a copy for this. Bob Ross's favorite tree. What is his favorite tree, everybody? Everybody knows Bob Ross's favorite trees. First we'll start like that, and then you guys are like, oh my god, she's actually doing it. Look what I did. One of his favorite trees. And now it needs a little friend. Now it needs a little friend. Right here. It does. It needed a little friend. Don't mind the doggy in the background. That's the neighbor's dog, Charlie. Charlie's adorable. I can't believe I just did those 2 trees. Now I'm going to do a few more. I'm going to do more. And as you notice, we're not actually losing these in the background. We're not, because I'm not totally covering them. I'm not actually totally covering them. And the reason I'm leaving this open for now over here is so that I can hold the canvas partially. And bravery test. And as you see, some of that yellow comes into it, and that is okay, because like I said, the seasons are changing, and so will the trees. And that is perfectly okay, because you need to see part of the ground with the trees. Trees are not perfect. And you still don't lose the background. You still do not lose the background. The background is still there, because, you know, like the shaded tree off here in the back, I'm not going to lose that tree. Absolutely not. And then we can take some of this, take it over that lighter part, and you got like little things going on here, and you're like, wow, you really sound like, you know, going on over here. And yeah, we just got little things that's going on. And you know, maybe somebody needs to keep the art going. Somebody just really needs to keep that art going. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take lighter green, and we're just gonna barely Just barely. Just barely. Just barely. You don't want to lose that dark green. You just don't want to lose that in there. Just barely put that on there. And just barely tap with the edge of that onto your little tree. Don't forget his little friend over here. Don't forget this guy. Don't forget this guy. He's like, hey, I'm right here. Don't forget me. Right over here. Right over here. Don't forget you got paint on both sides of this. You can utilize that. And you can take this part and make it look like he has a little bush hanging out with him. Yeah, do that. Just make it look like he has a little bush hanging out with him right here. Right here. In the woods, you got all sorts of things happening. What you do, you got all sorts of things happening out in the woods. You know? Bushes, trees, all sorts of things. You know? Then you also got, like, sometimes you even got big old rocks just hanging out. Just hanging out. Where you least expect it, there's rocks hanging out. You're like, wait, there's rocks hanging out? Where you least expect it, there could be a rock. Big old rocks just hanging out. Just hanging out wherever they want. Square rocks, round square rocks, just rocks wherever they want to be. Nature doesn't have perfect things. They just hang out together. Just hang out together wherever they want to be. Wherever they want to be. Clean that brush up now. Clean that brush up. Now I know this painting's taking over an hour, and I don't really care. It's not going to bother me. Really not going to bother me. I know it's going to take a while to download, but that's not going to bother me either. Because I'm really hoping that you're going to enjoy watching this, because as you can see, like right under here, where I left the dark underneath, I really wanted to do that because that can look like little stones, you know, like peeking out from underneath, or like dirt, because dirt is not always brown. The soil is not always brown in some areas of the world, you know. This is very, very true. The dirt is not always brown in some parts of the world. So my paint's going a little thick, so I will pick up just a smidge of that liquid white. Just put it in the corner for what I actually need it for. And a sip of coffee. And I have this in my mind. You guys may think this is a little crazy. But I'm thinking about putting a little cabin right back in here. Picturing in my mind just a little cabin off in the back. Right here. Maybe some water. Maybe some water. Maybe that's why I left that open like that. Maybe there's some water right here. And that's probably why you guys are thinking, she left that open for water, didn't she? And that's why she put those rocks there, where Bob Ross would put in the water and then the rocks. But she's doing it in the opposite. Okay, yeah, okay. Sure, yes, I did. Okay, I'll admit it. I'll admit to it. Okay, so I took the liquid white with the white, blah, 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 brain fart. Okay, and then I'm taking some light blue, more of the liquid white, because I really need to thin that out. Water is not always light blue, but I'm trying to get this blue as light as I can. Just as light as I can. La 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 la, light as I can. Don't mind my crappy singing. Might have to get a little more liquid white in here. Just trying to cheer up your day. Really trying to cheer up your day. I'm switching brushes anyway, because of the brush I'll need for that. Ah, yay. I'll put a little more liquid white in there. Because until I can go back to Michael's crafting on the weekend, coming up, not this weekend, but next weekend, I have to conserve on some of my paint. Okay, I think I've just about gotten the blue color that I want. There we go. There we go. And water. Okay, Bob Ross used to say water is lazy. I don't know. I've never thought water was lazy, and I don't know why there's some yellow in this. Watch out for yellow water. Yellow water is not good. Like last night I was watching one of his old broadcasts, and he was talking about yellow snow. Well, we all know that. We all know the thing about yellow snow, don't we? Yellow snow, watch out for that. We all know about yellow snow. What about yellow water? The fourth graders did it. That's a South Park thing. It was the kindergartners. So just take that, and I added a little more blue to it, just to take out that yellow color out of the brush. Yeah, because he added the water before he added the rocks. And I'm just going to add it. If it goes a little bit over the rocks, it goes over the rocks. Just breaking on the rocks, no big deal. Water's just breaking on the rocks a little bit. It's what nature does. What nature does, breaks up on the rocks. And it's no big deal. So put a little more blue into that. You see that right there now? See that right there? Now we've got that water in there. Water stirs in different directions. And if you really want to know, this is like, I took a water painting course. And I love working with acrylics, so I can work with both. I can really work with either. I mean, I can work with oils too. I just think oils are just extremely messy. Just extremely messy. I really do. I just, that was my curve, like away from them, because I just thought they were so messy. Okay, you see, like I picked up more of that blue, and I'm just working that in there like that. You just take your brush, watch how my hand goes. Take your brush, sweep it, sweep it, sweep it, and you get that flow of the water. Just sweep it, sweep it, sweep it, and just sweep it. Just sweep it, just like that. And as you'll notice, I'll try to pick up a little white, because we need to break a little bit of that up around. And I'm really hoping that my neighbor does not yell downstairs because that will be extremely rude of him. He did that earlier today. Thank goodness I was not doing a video earlier today when he was yelling. And you see that? Just take a little bit of the white and break that up around the rocks. So just do that, break it up around the rocks. There, I'll show you that a little closer. See that? Like right there against that rock, just take it and break it up. And then we'll like take some of the white and just drag it across for the effect of the water flow in a few minutes. But just take that on the edge of your brush, not the full thing, just the edge of your brush. Just break that at the edge, just the corners. So this is splashing. And we'll do some more effect into these rocks because, you need to. So just take that right up around there. And then, of course, the color will change around there. And take some more of that white. And then we'll just take that and the water is just flowy. The water is just flowy because that's what water does. Water flows. Water flows. Just make your effect. Water is flowing. Cut across effect. You see that? Water does not always have to have that cut across effect. I know a lot of people do that, just that cut across effect. That's the effect I like if it's ice. If it's ice, I like that for the cut across effect for ice. I don't know why, but that's just my thing. For me, water has movement, okay? For me, water has movement. But that's just me. Water has always had movement. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go into the white that I have left. And we're going to go into that brown tone. In fact, I can put some more white. I'm going to use a little liquid white. I put my bag somewhere and cannot reach it at the moment. So I'm going to put a little liquid white over here where I can reach it for my other colors, which is no big deal. Because the other colors are thickening anyway, and that liquid white will really help. We'll take up that brown tone. We will take up that brown tone, a little liquid white in that brown tone. Okay. And you see the color that we made right there? And just take that onto these rocks. Rocks have little indications. Just little indications of stuff on them. They have shapes and stuff. They do. Light indications. Just little light indications. Just little light indications on the rocks. And now that we actually have that color, that particular color, and we still have black on our palette, that mix with a little black, okay, mix black right here on our palette in the middle, because I end up washing my palette at some point. I end up washing my palette. And remember I said we're going to make a cabin in this painting. eventually one of my viewers is going to say, are you listening? And he signs on the left. And no, I just have watched him since I was a kid. And I really thought he was fascinating. I actually see right here, and you're like, oh my God, you're going to destroy those trees. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's where I want my cabin. But you know what? I'm not destroying my trees. It's just that my cabin is just below. Just below those trees. Do you see that now? Just below those trees is my cabin. It's my little cabin in the woods. You see that? Just below this tree line is my little cabin in the woods. Just below that tree line is my little cabin in the woods. Just below that, just below it, is my little cabin. Just my little cabin in the woods. And I'm going to pick up a little brownish white. And it already looks like wood, so we're going to pull that down, down, and down. Yep. And we're going to make an indication of a roof. So, from here, across, and down. Just down. A little overhang. A little overhang. A little overhang. And then the indication on the other side. We got our little cabin. See that? It's an old cabin, but it's there. It's there just the same. It is there just the same. Try that off. I know you guys are like, wow, what the hell? Bob Ross in your brain? Loved that old guy. I'm telling you guys, man. Can't go wrong watching him. You cannot go wrong watching him. You just cannot. You just could not go wrong watching him. See that? You just make that indication of the roof right there and just go just right there. And you have the roof, and it's this little bit overhang right here. And you know why? Because it has a shed. It had a shed. Here. Because it had a shed right here. What? It has a shed? Because it has a shed. That cabin had a shed. You're like, wow, it had a shed. You never knew that. That cabin had a little extra room or a shed off of it. And the indication of the wall for that is right here. Didn't have a happy accident. It just happens to have an extra room. All right, it had a happy accident. I'll admit it, it had a happy accident. It's called an extra room. It's called an extra room. So, yeah, it got an extra room on it. It did. So just make the little indication of an extra little roof. Kind of divide it off right there. I'll switch up brushes because we're going to divide that out because we want to make like a little window and door. We're going to make a little door right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to use my favorite brush for that. We are. We're going to use my favorite brush for that. We are going to use my favorite brush because we are going to make the indication of a small divide right here. And I'm going to go into the black paint for that. We are going to make that small divide right there. Right there. Just kind of shadow it out. Just kind of shadow that out. Shadow it. See that? Just make that little shadow. Shadow it out. And then look, we have an indication of a door. Just an indication of a door. Right there. Just right there. There's a door on this cabin. There's a little window right there. A little window right there. Maybe he has an upstairs, huh? This cabin has an upstairs. That's why he has a shed. He has an upstairs. That's why he has a shed. Because he has an upstairs to his cabin. He has an upstairs. See that? See that? He has an upstairs. That's why it's important for him to have a shed. Maybe he needs to store stuff in it. Maybe actually that could be his kitchen or something. And if he has a kitchen in that section, guess what he needs? He needs to have, what does he need to have? And I'm going to take a little bit of that brown and the red, mix that with a little bit of the black. He needs to not only have, he needs to have a little indication that he has a fireplace, little bit of a stone fireplace going up with the chimney. So right there is stone fireplace chimney. Right there. Stone fireplace with the chimney. Right there. Keeps the whole place warm. Keeps the whole place warm. Brownish red color into the roof. Maybe a little bit. That's a little bit rusty. Now we're going to go back into a little bravery test. So we need to add a little extra trees in here. So we're going to take some of that brown. Okay, we're going to take some of this brown and the black. I'm going to mix that in because I actually want kind of a dark color for some trees that I'm going to make. And I really hope you guys are enjoying this video so far. I really do. I hope you guys are enjoying this. If you are, give me a thumbs up and a comment. This really, really helps my channel. I don't get too many. My channel really hasn't taken off too much. But if you're enjoying Charlene's Art Corner, and you really enjoy seeing me do stuff like this, leave a comment. Just leave a comment. Okay, this is a test. This is a severe bravery test. Seriously is. Okay. What I'm going to do is a big old indication of a tree right here. Okay, I'm going to get my brush wet. Go back in to those colors. Okay. Bring that back up. There's a few stemmies over here. And maybe it's got a few little stemmy branches come off. Now I know you guys are really thinking, yeah, we know what she's been really watching. Yeah. I don't have anybody to tell me how many minutes I have. You see that? Like I said, the seasons are changing. The leaves fell off this tree because the seasons are changing. Because you see the ground, the seasons are changing. So the leaves fell off this old tree. This was my bravery test. Little indications over here, some little branches coming off of this. Right here. Make these as dark. See? It was light, I had a little bit of dark to it. See that? Right here now. I was always told my artwork was told that my artwork would take me nowhere. By the people that raised me. Always told my artwork would take me nowhere. Let me get. You know what? I'm almost at the end of my coffee. I was always told my artwork would take me nowhere. Well, you know what? I've taken my artwork to you guys. Now, trying to think. Do I want to do another bravery test here? I'm almost thinking about putting an evergreen in there. Big old evergreen. But you know what? I'm not sure if I want to. I just want to darken this in a little bit, which is what I am going to do for this. Darken it in just a little bit for you guys. I really want you guys to enjoy this. And maybe a little bit of indications up here for like some other stems. Because I really want you guys to be able to enjoy the scenery in this. Now, maybe we have a little bit of something growing on here. There you go. Maybe we have a little bit of something growing in there, right? See that right there? Got a little bit of something growing on those rocks. Just a little something. That's what that is. A little something growing right there in those rocks. So maybe a little moss, right? Hasn't gave up yet. Hasn't gave up yet. Still trying to grow. Remember, we still have another canvas. Still have another canvas to go. And, maybe he or she or they are out hunting. We haven't given them a little path yet. That's something we haven't done. We haven't given them a little path yet. We need to add, right? We need to add in their path, don't we? Yes, we do. We need to add in their path. We have a little path, a little indication of a path that comes right over here to the water. Just a little indication of a path. Have to go all the way up like that. Take just a little bit, the bright yellow. Something's grown up around it. There you go. plants are growing up around here too. Like I said, the seasons are changing on this. Don't have to put too much of an indication, just enough, because this is a small painting. Just enough to show that it's there, and just maybe a little. Oops, I'm sorry. My device fell over. I accidentally pulled on my cord, so I do apologize for that. Everybody. Let me reset my device here, because as you can see, we are almost done. I really hope you guys are enjoying this. I really do, because I'm about to put in like light indications into these trees. And then we're going to call this painting done, because I will sign it over here. And let me know if any of you viewers would like me to do a painting giveaway. Let me know as we progress with the Charlene's Art Corner. If any of you would like me to do a painting giveaway at any point, you know what I need to do? A light indication, green indication into this tree. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. See, that makes a difference. This world of difference into that tree. Just a little bit. Okay, so what I meant to do before my device fell over, and I really did not mean for that to happen, accidentally tugged on the cord for my microphone, and I really apologize for that. So what I'm going to do is mix some of that liquid white and the bright yellow together, and some indication of brightness into those trees, and maybe a little more the dark purple into that mountain. We be very careful in how much we put into this, so that we don't put too much. Just hints here and there. This little guy is a little bit further back than his friend. Not too far forward. Don't forget his friend. No, their friend over here. Little bushy friend right there. And what we'll do, take a little brush. Oh, that one's not quite dry yet. So what we'll do is we'll just use the edge of the 1.5 inch. Just kind of blend it. Just blend it. Doesn't really matter. Blend it. And then take some of that dark purple back over to the mountain. Just a little indication where, right here. Make sure we keep our peaks in these mountains. You know, it's very important. Very important. Now, it's your mountain, you do what you want with it. But this is my mountain. I think my mountain should look a certain way. Every artist is different. Scrub that paint in there. See how much that changed that peak? Just like right there. Change the indication on that peak. Just like scrub it in. Changes the indication on that peak. Yeah, that right there just changes the indication on that peak. Okay. And now I will show it to you guys before I sign my painting. Okay, I really hope you guys enjoyed this today, and I'm going to sign this one and call it done. I don't sign mine in red. I actually sign mine in black. So, we'll do that for you guys right here. I have a habit of putting my middle initial first. I know that's a bit weird, but that's a habit. Put too much on there. Hold on, guys. I put too much paint on my brush. Okay, well that's signed, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this today. I really, really do. And I will see you guys next time right here on Charlene's Art Corner. And hopefully this has brought you some joy and entertainment, and brought you into the season changes, and hopefully I will see you guys next time right here to do another painting that we will be doing on the other canvas. And let me know in your comments below, always pleasant ones, hopefully, and a thumbs up. And if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. And we have a lot more things to discuss about, artwork. What else was I going to say? I really hope you enjoyed this today. Because this is, I can't really say I haven't done landscaping before. I did it with water paints in my college course. But it was too easy. It really was. For me, it was too easy. But I took advanced courses in middle school and in high school. So I took advanced art classes. So just to have something to do, because I didn't have to take that many classes in the first place because I was too advanced. If you have anything else that you would like to see done on Charlene's Art Corner, please leave that in the messages below. And I will see you guys next time right here. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay positive, and as always, stay blessed. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.